Today is Wednesday, July 27, 2022. Let us take a look at today's crypto headlines. The merge is Ethereum's chance to take over Bitcoin, researcher says. Crypto ATM market value to hit $472 million by 2027 per new data. Bitcoin heads into FOMC day on 24-hour highs amid concern over $24,300 top. Game yet to begin for security token offerings, Inc.'s exec says. Ethereum Classic gets endorsement from Vitalik Buterin, but etc. price still risks 50% crash. Coinbase stock, Coin, in danger of another 60% crash by September, here's why. Please like, subscribe and turn on the notification button to keep supporting our channel. The merge is Ethereum's chance to take over Bitcoin, researcher says. Ethereum's imminent transition to a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism will transform its monetary policy, potentially making ETH more scarce than Bitcoin. Ethereum researcher, Vivek Raman, is convinced that Ethereum's upcoming transition to a proof-of-stake (POS) system will enable it to take over Bitcoin's (BTC) position as the most prominent cryptocurrency. Ethereum does have, just from an economic perspective and because of the effect of the supply shock, a chance to flip Bitcoin, said Raman in an exclusive interview with Cointelegraph. The merge, a long-awaited upgrade that will complete Ethereum's transition from a proof-of-work (POW) to a proof-of-stake system, is set to take place in September. In addition, the merge will transform Ethereum's monetary policy, making the network more environmentally sustainable and reducing ETH's total supply by 90%. After the merge, Ethereum will have lower inflation than Bitcoin. Especially with fee burns, Ethereum will be deflationary while Bitcoin will always be inflationary. Although, with every halving, the inflation rate goes down, pointed out Raman. While Bitcoin will retain its function as digital gold, according to Raman, Ethereum will still have a larger adoption space as the base layer of the decentralized finance (DeFi) economy. The merge won't reduce Ethereum's high transaction fees, which is still the main issue preventing Ethereum from scaling. That is not an issue, according to Raman, as Ethereum will rely on Layer 2 scaling solutions to support most users' activity. Users need to learn that all of their activities should be on Layer 2 and then Layer 2s ultimately will use Ethereum as a base Layer 1 for settlement and security and decentralization. Crypto ATM market value to hit $472 million by 2027 per new data. Market research forecasts the global cryptocurrency ATM market to be worth $472 million by 2027, driven by growth in developing markets and growing adoption. The global cryptocurrency ATM market is projected to grow at a rapid rate over the next 5 years, as market research predicts the space to be worth $500 million by 2027. Research and Markets published a new report, which estimates a compound annual growth rate of 59% for the industry from 2022 to 2027. It currently values the crypto ATM market at $46.4 million and expects this value to increase to $472 million over a 5-year time period. The main drivers of the projected growth include growing remittances and fund transfers in developing countries, fluctuating monetary regulations and an increase in crypto ATM installations around the world. The insights are driven by in-depth qualitative analysis and verifiable data to create projections about the addressable market. Primary research included interviews, surveys and observations involving market participants. The report also delves into restraints on growth, which includes uncertain regulatory environments in different countries, lack of education and technical understanding of cryptocurrencies. Security and privacy concerns and technical challenges around the scalability of installations are identified as barriers to growth. Crypto ATM service providers could also benefit from significant growth opportunities in developing markets and the growing acceptance of cryptocurrencies across different industries. The United States remains a significant market for cryptocurrency ATMs, accounting for 88% of crypto ATM installations around the world. The country saw some 641 crypto ATMs commissioned for use in the first 10 days of July 2022. Canada has the second largest amount of crypto ATMs, making North America the most prolific adopter of the service. The overall downturn across cryptocurrency markets have had an effect on the rollout of new crypto ATMs, with the rate of new installations showing a steady decline throughout 2022. Bitcoin heads into FOMC day on 24-hour highs amid concern over $24,300 top. The Fed keeps markets on their toes while Bitcoin price action manages to inch higher prior to the Wall Street open. Bitcoin, BTC, attempted to claw back losses on July 27 as a macro day of reckoning arrived for risk assets. Analysis: $24,300 resistance not a good sign. Data from TradingView confirmed a 24-hour high for BTC/used prior to the Wall Street open on July 27. The pair had sunk below $21,000 in the first portion of the week, heightening nervousness among traders already wary of potential headwinds from the United States Federal Reserve. July 27 is set to reveal the Federal Open Markets Committee's (FOMC) next base rate hike, expectations flitting between 75 and 100 basis points in size but favoring the former. Both, however, are likely unfavorable for cryptocurrencies, as they reflect worries over both inflation and a willingness to bring the economy closer to recession to tame it. I will remain in my short while we are below the range high at $22,200, popular analyst Crypto Tony summarized in part of his latest Twitter post on the day. Reclaiming the range high would result in a long position being opened as long as we remain above. Others looked beyond the Fed event to warn that even Bitcoin's recent trip to multi-week highs was not enough to change its overall bearish trend. Rejection for Bitcoin despite the absence of supply at $24,000 is not a good sign, on-chain monitoring resource Whalemap concluded. Neither TON nor on-chain volume profile saw this level as resistance, with realized price bands being the only one hinting on a possible rejection. An accompanying chart of realized price by address, a breakdown of at what price different groups of BTC last moved, showed the relative absence of resistance at Bitcoin's $24,280 local top. Bitcoin's combined realized price sat at $21,800 at the time of writing, data from analytics firm Glassnode confirmed. A one-off rate hike. Discussing the potential impact of the Fed further, meanwhile, trading firm QCP Capital said that historical precedent was in fact on the side of hodlers. Fed Chair Jerome Powell, staff predicted, would aim to reassure markets that future rate hikes would not be as drastic as this on. Every FOMC meeting this year has seen a positive immediate market reaction to the rate decision. We expect the same for this one, they wrote in their latest market update released to Telegram channel subscribers. Additionally, there is a good chance that Powell will indicate that this 75 bits per second hike is a one-off and that the Fed will be reverting to 50 bits per second on account of slowing growth and inflation easing up, with commodity prices falling across the board. Markets will react positively to this. That does not mean, however, that the rate announcement would be without its market jitters. From a volatility perspective, every FOMC this year has been a disappointment, with front-end implied volatility dropping hard right after, QCP added. markets have been much more sensitive to data releases than FOMC. Realized volatility has been consistently higher post-CPI than post-FOMC. QCP was referring to recent U.S. inflation data releases in the form of the Consumer Price Index, CPI, monthly prints. The views and opinions expressed here are solely those of the author and do not necessarily reflect the views of Cointelegraph.com. Every investment and trading move involves risk. You should conduct your own research when making a decision. Game yet to begin for security token offerings, Inc.'s exec says. The current crypto bear market had no direct impact on the STO platform Inc. because STOs are very different from others in the space. Despite some of the first security token offerings, STO, launching at least 4 years ago, the STO industry is still yet to take off. According to an executive at the Inc.'s cryptocurrency trading platform, the STO industry is still nascent compared to the overall digital asset industry as companies and individuals are just getting into the field, Inc.'s Chief Business Officer Douglas Borthwick said in an interview. According to Borthwick, there is still a huge educational gap between those who are aware of STOs and those who have never heard of the term. Also known as a tokenized initial public offering, IPO, and STO is a type of public offering involving sales of tokenized digital securities, or security tokens, on security token exchanges. Security tokens can be used to trade real financial assets such as equities, fixed income or real estate and use blockchain to store and validate token transactions. Inc. became the first company to hold a tokenized IPO approved by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, second, raising $85 million in 2021. The platform has since listed 5 private security tokens like the Blockchain Capital Token, KA, and 1 public token, the Inc.'s token, Inc.'s. We believe the game has yet to begin, as players only now are going onto the field, Borthwick said, noting more offerings are required to increase the functionality of STOs. As more and more companies become STOs through a public offering, attracting tens of thousands of investors, then we will begin to see much more progress, he stated. In the meantime, Inc. is focused on solving up-to-date issues around the STO industry such as lack of awareness and education. The firm is specifically working with financial professionals, educating them on the STO process and the efficiencies, which, according to Inc., will lead to more issuers. It hasn't taken off yet, but it certainly feels like it is poised to, the Borthwick said, adding, given the efficiencies of the blockchain, all assets will migrate to the blockchain, and given recent warnings from the second current digital projects classified as utility tokens may be reclassified accordingly. We have built the playing field and are now teaching the rules and identifying the process. Borthwick said that Inc. is working to draw a line between the STO industry and the overall cryptocurrency market. We are distinguishing STOs from crypto, as they really should not be in the same bucket, he said. The exec also emphasized that the current crypto bear market had no direct impact on Inc. because STOs are very different from others in the space. Borthwick noted that the crypto winter only impacted the firm and that all companies that touch crypto are put in the same bucket today by investors, stating, we do not leverage client funds, we do not take proprietary risks and we do not take the other side in investments. Rather we should be thought of as a broker/dealer that helps clients raise capital, and then provides a platform for liquidity. We are different. Borthwick's remarks come as the STO industry shows some signs of revival. In June, the US-based STO platform Securitize raised $48 million in a Series B fundraising round led by Blockchain Capital and investment funds managed by Morgan Stanley Tactical Value. Previously, major software crypto wallet Exodus went public on securitized markets following a $75 million crowdfund capital raise. Ethereum Classic gets endorsement from Vitalik Buterin, but etc. price still risks 50% crash. Etcetera's ongoing price rebound looks eerily similar to a bull trap event from 2021. Ethereum Classic, etc., continues to reap benefits from its blockchain rival Ethereum's upcoming transition from proof of work, POW, to proof of stake, POS. Vitalik Buterin likes Ethereum Classic. Notably, etc.'s price jumped by a little over 20% to reach $27.50, 2 days after Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin's endorsement of Ethereum Classic went viral across social media. In his comments, Buterin presented the chain as a fine POW alternative to Ethereum. The statements appeared amid fears that Ethereum's potential network upgrade this September will force POW miners elsewhere. In other words, they would be looking for alternative POW networks to ensure that their rigs remain functional. That could benefit Ethereum Classic since it's the original version of Ethereum and could therefore ensure an easy migration for miners. Etc. Technical outlook. Impressively, etc. price has rebounded by over 120% since mid-June, making it the standout performer over the past month. Nonetheless, it is still down over 85% versus its May 2021 record high of $185, suggesting that its ongoing retracement move could technically be a bull trap. A convincing piece of evidence comes from etc.'s 150% price rebound between June 2021 and September 2021, which became a false recovery signal. Interestingly, etc.'s ongoing price action appears similar to the one in 2021, as illustrated in the daily chart below. Like in 2021, etc. this year has been consolidating inside the range defined by its 0.236 fib line, $28.50, as support and 0.382 fib line, $22.80, as resistance. Similarly, the token's daily relative strength has been correcting from its overbought area during the price consolidation. Therefore, etc. could continue trending sideways in the $22.80–$28.50 price range, followed by a breakdown toward the zero fib line near $13.65. In other words, a 50% price drop from today's price. The views and opinions expressed here are solely those of the author and do not necessarily reflect the views of Cointelegraph.com. Every investment and trading move involves risk. You should conduct your own research when making a decision. Coinbase stock, Coin, in danger of another 60% crash by September. Here's why. Coin could tumble to $21 in the next few months amid Coinbase's insider trading allegations and weak technicals. Coinbase, Coin, stock bounced by 4.35% to $57 on July 27 after shedding roughly 20% over the past week. But more downside is likely despite the release of Coinbase's first installment of the Bored Ape Yacht Club featured movie called the Dagon Trilogy. Bad news stalls Coin's rally. Overall, Coin is down roughly 83% since its Nasdaq debut in April 2021, with more losses possible due to weak fundamentals and bearish technicals. To recap, Coin reached $79 on July 20th, 5 days after breaking out of its ascending triangle pattern. As a rule, Coin's profit target was supposed to be around $120, up over 130% from July 27th's price. Nonetheless, the stock's bullish reversal stopped midway after reaching $79, mired by back-to-back negative pieces of news. Initially, Coin's correction began in the wake of a broader retreat in the crypto market, led by Bitcoin, BTC. Then, The downside move picked up momentum after U.S. authorities arrested a former Coinbase manager on insider trading allegations. But the biggest sell-off during this correction came on July 26 after Bloomberg reported that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating Coinbase for listing unregistered securities. In response, Cathie Wood's ARK Investment Management sold over 1.4 million out of nearly 9 million Coinbase shares. Coin dropped by over 21% to close July 26 at $52.93 while testing the ascending triangle's upper trendline as support. In the process, Coin wiped out its entire bullish reversal breakout move. Bearish continuation set up returns. Ascending triangles are typically continuation patterns. Therefore, Coin risks facing more losses in the coming days if it moves back inside its ascending triangle range. On the daily chart, a drop below the triangle's upper trendline could have Coin test the lower trendline near $45 for a breakdown. Ideally, such a bearish move will push the stock toward the level at length equal to the maximum distance between the triangle's upper and lower trendline. In other words, Coin's stock price could decline toward $21 by September, almost 60% lower than July 27's price. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you won't miss any updates.